Camaros. Gen 4 versus Gen 5. How much difference does 9 years make? I think we're gonna find out as we take this 2011 2SS out for a rip and match it up against that 02 Z28. So the 2011 2SS.
I gotta say, George, this is pretty stiff so far.
Does it feel like that?
It's feeling pretty stiff.
It kind of does, doesn't it? I mean, it's that modern suspension and handling. It's got good go from the get. 0 to 60, was it 4.9 seconds? 13-second quarter mile. 426 horsepower, 420 pounds-foot of torque. I'd have to say I'm pretty impressed with the suspension. This has Brembos all the way around, if you're wondering about brakes, by the way. And we're gonna get a feel for them as well. Wow. This goes better through this roundabout than that GTO even we did on our last show, right? You're gonna have to take this for a spin. Have you driven one of these?
Not lately.
Let's see, let's test these Brembos out. See if we eat the back end of this Nissan.
Yeah, let's not test that.
Man, brakes are solid. This is a nice ride, but again, I think when people talk about, you know, it feels a little rough. Any performance and handling sports car, for people who have never driven one, they feel like that, right? And that's all built to stay on the road.
Well,
what do you think of the aesthetics of the inside of the car? One thing I noticed that I like right away is kind of the clean dash.
I will say the dash feels almost recessed compared to normal, where it's almost bulging out at you.
Right.
This one's more recessed. It does have the like Camaro quad gauge down below, like in the first gens.
Right.
And then, although the actual radio system itself is pretty lax, it's not a touchscreen or anything. Granted, this is an 11. Not every car and their brother had a touchscreen, Bluetooth, XM, whatever, but I don't know. I like it.
So do I. Comfortable seats. And again, vision. I mean, you hear that all the time, and if you look at the car, you would think that you're going to have limited vision, but I'm going to eat some crow here, because I can tell you, being in this car, that it's not that bad.
Wow.
What do you think?
I think from the outside, the headroom kind of makes it look like it's taller than it is.
Right.
Or rather, shorter than it is. But then when you're actually in the car, you're sitting way lower than you would think. So then you actually do have decent headroom above you. And then because of that, basically all I'm saying is your eye line is actually on par with where the windows are supposed to be anyways. So that's what matters.
I'm impressed with this car, I really am. I'm big on the interior once you get in, and this does not have too much jumping out at you. I'm assuming the generation and the year probably has something to do with that, but I really like the clean dash in this car. This is a nice car, and it scoots. Plenty of horsepower. We're about to find out what 9 years will do. How do you think it's going to stack up when we take this 02 Z28 with T-tops out for a spin? You're dealing with a lot less horsepower, a lot less torque, and the suspension and handling, I don't know, we'll have to see, man. That they can go a long way in a decade, I'll tell you that, because the difference between even that and the Camaros they produce today, that being a 2011, there's a big difference. But let's take this 02 out for a rip and see how it holds up, man. Definitely does not have the suspension. of the 2011 2SS. But I'll tell you what, I don't hate these cars. And I think Gen 3 and Gen 4 Camaros are kind of having their moment. And the reason being, a lot of guys that graduated in the 80s and 90s, this was the car that they wanted, man. Okay, I mean, a lot less horsepower, right? A lot less torque. Brakes, obviously not those Brembos. But this car, for a car that's 23 years old, drives pretty nice. And I could see, again, it's an affordability thing, right? If you are looking for an entry-level car, and you don't want to be the classic guy wearing the white New Balance jean shorts and the satin jacket driving a C4 Corvette, I think Camaros are a pretty nice option. Come on, through the roundabout, doesn't this feel pretty good?
Yeah, it feel pretty good. Like I was going to say that they both have very low center of gravities. Honestly, the pedigree of the Camaro badge is still kind of there. And it feels like it's just as responsive, even in the passenger seat, as the other one is.
And it is damn comfortable for being a 23-year-old car. Do you know what the list on this is for price?
I'll put it up right now. It's that.
Because this could be one of the steals. I always talk about that. I'm like, there's cars, again, what's the first thing that Ryan said to us when we were looking at this car this morning? He's like, it looks like a fish. A catfish. Obviously, he's making reference to the front hood. I know that this is an affordable ride. And these Camaros, man, if you're looking for something fun to drive, entry level. And again, when you're buying a car like this, it's not like buying a new car where you're losing 15, 20 grand as soon as you leave the lot. These cars are investments, and if you maintain them, they hold market value, right? Which fluctuates. But heck, you buy a car like this, drive it for a summer or two, and then if you want, you come back, see us, make a trade or sell this on consignment, make a little bit of an upgrade. I'm really impressed with this for a 23-year-old car. Because you're looking at, what was the horsepower on this? 340, and then was it 320 on torque?
340, 310.
310. Not bad. Not bad. This car holds its own very, very well.
No, I was just going to say, honestly, I think this car is just a good iteration of the Camaro brand. Even though everybody doesn't like Gen 4, everybody has an opinion, just like a couple other things. But this versus that Camaro over there, I don't know. I'm still a sucker for Gen 5. Gen 4 did drive good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It actually handles pretty nice. It handles pretty nice, even if it looks kind of weird. But when you're inside the car, you can't see the catfish, so it's all good.
No, again, aesthetics. Camaro does a really good job making you comfortable in the driver's seat, and I like the way you can reach everything. It's just clean to ash on these cars. And the seats, the ergonomics and stuff, it's solid. Of course, you're not going to get the performance that you do in that 2011 2SS, but this, again, for the price, this is a great entry-level car. I like it. Maybe it's just because I'm in my mid-50s. This was cool back then.
All right, let's get our closing thoughts and see what you really think.
I think the car held up pretty well. Again, you're going to get a lot more with that 2011 2SS, no question about it. But, I'm a sucker for Camaros, Chevrolet in general. And I would say for the price, that is a great entry-level car. And for a little bit more money, and you want that performance and handling, and you want to start playing with the big boys, this 2011 2SS is a solid ride. So having driven them both, looking at price, market value, again, it comes back to this. It's a no-brainer for me. Both great cars, again, depending what you're looking for. But this 2011 2SS is a pretty mean ride. So when in doubt, gas it.